Mm-hmm. Yes. No pressure. Look, I got them bless you. Come on. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it do, what the business is. Running over what the devil sin. Shoes, pants, chest, shoulders. Get up, off me, don't get closer. It ain't over till it's over. Game breaker, big joker. Jesus like don't trip. Finna make the boat tip. Set the tone with that ice cold, but I won't slip. In my bag like road trip. Switch stands, do my dance, dog. He really don't miss. I don't need a crystal less it's hot sauce, brother. And I ain't gotta sell my soul just to pop off, brother. Ain't no demon time when you anointed. I keep it regal like movies and hop out like I'm getting dropped off, brother. Car smelling brand new. And we don't rock with the flakes, call me shampoo. Just tryna spread that light, bring them lamps through. Just got me thinking that it's nothing that I can't do. Feeling like the champ too.
What's up, family and friends? Welcome back to another edition of the Wrap Up Podcast, where we dive into the latest news, sports, and culture. I am your host, SirLennieB, and I appreciate each and every one of you for tapping in with me. Big shout out to those that's hitting the like button, sharing the vibes, subscribing. Remember to put God first. Let's get to the wrap-up session. Yeah, that ghetto children, huh? You know what time it is. We ain't wasting no time because we done wasted some time. So let me pull up. Okay. A little rusty. I see.
And these times we gotta hustle, bro.
Hey.
Cause our pockets be hurt.
Whoa. 1998. No, that sounds great. Yeah.
That's 400. That's 400. That's 400. Oh man. Woo. Up until then, I'm gonna be thugging behind a project building. Man, Juvie was so soulful, bro.
Juvie. How your week going, bro?
Hot, baby. It's hot, boy. It's hot out here, man.
That heat wave ain't no joke, huh?
Yeah, man. That heat wave will knock the appetite out of you, dog. I couldn't even eat earlier today, bro.
Yo, dog, you know that's hot. I'm not wasting any energy.
No. No. Knock the appetite right out of your boy, man.
I'm tired of sweating.
I'm tired of sweating. My first name is Keith.
Like my first name, Keith. Hey, you know it's bad, dog, when you go outside and the sun ain't even out and you start sweating.
Dog, it was 6:30 a.m., dog, and it was 88.
88.
This is crazy. Because as soon as the sun come out, it's going to jump another 10 degrees.
I'm on you.
88 to 98? Before noon? Dog, it's just too much, man.
That sun jumping on you, boy.
That sun, but you know what? I am glad that it does do this every summer, right? Because it lets you know, right? It's a stark reminder, get yourself together.
Hey.
Because hell is hotter than this. All right?
It's hot. It's hotter. And it's hotter than this album right here.
400 degrees. Holding guns running the knees.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. 400, man.
Yeah.
Whew. You know.
We got Kathy in the building. What up? What up?
Thorn.
What up? What up? What up? We got Big Keish.
Big Keish.
You know, we got Teriyaki in the building. What
Teriyaki.
Hey, man, but on the real though, you ain't even know it's a special day today, dog.
Talk to me.
Hey, Boogie birthday today, man. The great one.
Oh, where's he at?
I know, man.
Atlantic City, huh?
blowing all the baseball bats. You know what?
Happy birthday to Boogie Bagg, man.
Boogie Bagg. I think he might still be in Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
You know, he went for the boxing match or whatever. Yeah.
It's so crazy that he was like, we should link, and I'm like, yeah, we should. And he was like, I will be in Florida, and I was like, okay, cool,
right.
And let me just preface this by saying, nobody, when they say they're coming to Florida, Floridians, we're never gonna guess that you're coming to the Panhandle.
Correct.
Never.
Right.
Oh, Pensacola Beach and this Panama City. We're never gonna guess that you're coming to the Panhandle. And he was like, yeah. I'm gonna be up in what's that joint? Pensacola. And I was like, brother, that's 9 hours away. I could get to Atlanta quicker. Like
right.
What you mean, dog?
Bro, speaking of Atlanta, I was talking to nothing too crazy. Speaking of Atlanta, I was talking to
Keith Lee.
Andrew, my brother.
Yeah.
And he was talking that he was going. He took a road trip up to Atlanta to go to the aquarium, and so he got it. He got his telly and everything like that, right? And you know, he doesn't watch the Wrap Up podcast show, so he didn't know that Atlanta was going through, you know, all them the water issue, right?
Right.
So he drove up there from Orlando to Atlanta just to find out that was going on. Got to the telly, they was just like, hey, you're not going to be able to take showers and things like that, but you can still have your room. Absolutely not, because I paid for a shower too. Yeah. So I don't know if he said, I think he ended up finding something outside of the outskirts, of course, or whatever. Stayed there and had to book it right back because I want to say the aquarium was down too.
Water.
Yeah. I think you need water to run an aquarium.
And they gotta conserve that water. That water's got to be running water, bro. Like,
right.
So whatever water they had, like, because think about if that like really affects, those animals are dead. I'm trying to say it. They want us dead.
They want
like
us
those
dead.
Animals will be dead, dog. Like a fish out of water is good for maybe 5 minutes. Like So that water's got to be constantly running, man. That's crazy, man. So he got stuck in that thing and couldn't leave, huh?
Hey, it was hard for him to breathe. No, it was hard for him to breathe, so he had to book it back. What? O-Town to the A is what? 6 hours?
8.
Yeah, 8.
It's 6 from Jack's.
Okay, yeah. He said he was hurt, boy.
Oh, of course, yeah, bro. Like,
and he likes driving. I would.
I was just about to say he's not hurt, bro. Because at that age, man, we used to tear the highway up, dog.
Yeah, I would have. I would have left my car and just flew back.
Now, yeah.
Like that car. That car is staying.
That car is. I'm reporting it stolen. Matter of fact.
Yeah, because it's gonna get stolen.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Drive a 16-hour turn. Man, what? No way.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't like driving to the mailbox, bro.
Yeah. What you doing for the 4th and everything like that? I know this one. I know this one of your favorite holidays.
Hey, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. I like old America's birthday, man. We got relatives in, man, from everywhere, man. I think we got some relatives in from Nigeria, dog. So we no. They from far though. I forget. Philly. My aunt and uncle they from Philly. Okay. And we gonna
you know, you always
gonna grill out, man.
Yeah, always gotta have some Philly folks come in. Did they bring? Hey, did you check their luggage?
Nah, man.
Did they bring in those Philly?
South Philly rats.
Yo,
see, I trust my Uncle Pop. He ain't gonna let something like that happen.
Hey,
my Uncle Pop is an old 90s player.
Right, but you remember the last time you trust uncles? Never mind.
Wow, you're right. You're right. You're right. And they'll always do you like that, dog.
Them uncles are wild, bro.
Wild.
Them uncles.
And it's not like you can just unrelate yourself from them.
Right. Yeah, you don't get it. Stuck.
You stuck with them clowns on. You come up with them clowns on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what? You got a 4-day weekend. What you looking like?
I think tomorrow we straight, okay. And then Friday is kind of play it by ear. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. So let's play it by ear. Yeah. I feel like if my boss is if he in that mode, like he'll send out a late text on the 4th and be like, "Yeah, y'all are all love, dude. Like, everything's fine." Like, you know. So,
hey, hopefully hopefully he gets in that mode.
In that mode.
Hey, yeah. It's nothing like a 4-day work week, man. Yeah. But speaking of 4 days, dog, imagine what happens if you had to work 6 days a week.
What are you talking about? Like what is life?
What is life?
We've been on that. I've been on that before. Like, right. I've been on 7. Right. Like, I've been deploying no days off of the deployment. Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Imagine 6 days a week, dog. Whether it's a holiday or not. Like, hey, it's deployment until your retirement age, and Greece is rolling that out, and let's check out what they
work weeks.
Let's see what they got going on.
We bucking the trend.
Despite already working the longest hours in Europe, Greeks could now be tasked with even more. A new labour law allows a 6-day working week for private businesses that provide 24/7 services, bucking the trend of countries moving towards 4 days and angering many employees.
If your employer says this is it, take it or leave it, you can't do anything about it.
Exactly. If your employer says, "Hey, 6 days, take it or leave it," what are you gonna do?
I guess they're not. First off, they're not saying it like that. They're saying 6 days, take it or leave it. So what are you going to do about it? You know what I mean?
Right.
This is
And
Greece.
so now you can't even give them smoke.
This measure has nothing to offer. It will not solve the problem of businesses that don't have enough staff.
The government said it introduced the initiative to help solve the problem of a shrinking population and a shortage of skilled workers. Staff already work on average nearly 40 hours a week. This gives them the option of working an extra 2 hours a day or a sixth day with a top-up fee of 40% on the daily wage. But elsewhere in Europe, it's a different story. Belgium has legislated the 4-day week. Pilot projects are being tested in Germany and Portugal and have already proven promising in the UK and Spain. It's a contrast front of mind for many in Greece.
The World Health Organization is telling us that 40 hours a week is already too much, and we see in other European countries that the workload is decreasing.
Advocates for the 4-day week say it increases revenue and staff retention and improves overall employee well-being and productivity, which economists have pointed out is the real issue in Greece. According to the European Commission, Greece's nominal labour productivity per working hour is roughly 40% lower than the European average.
Yeah, man. So that's what them boys got going on in Greece, man. Like,
It's a slap in the face, man. Like they talk about a shrinking population. That population gonna shrink, all right. Like,
yeah, I'm out of here.
yeah, the boys gonna drop dead, dog. Like, what, bro? Like,
Right.
that's only one way out of this. Like, I'm gonna just call it quits. You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then everybody around him is just like, yo, we're gonna see what these 4-day work weeks is talking about.
Yeah, and that's wild because it's, like we kind of talk about a little bit on here. It's just like moving state to state, is it's a big thing. It's logistics involved and making sure that your family is cool with it. Even though, like, obviously, European countries are pretty much like states, right? It could be,
right,
basically border to border, 40 minute, train ride, you in a whole nother country. So, like, even for them, like, it's not easy for them to just say, like, hey, I'm gonna just uproot from Germany to, France,
Belgium,
something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's tough, man. Six days a week ain't no joke.
6 days a week is 6 days a week is a lot to be off. Like,
yeah. Right.
Then you talking about 6 days working, bro? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Why give me the day off? Just run me 7, bro. Like,
so let me ask you this: speaking of like 6 days and stuff like that, would you be cool with a 6 and 3? Because normally we just work a 5 and 2. Would you be cool with 6 and 3?
So 6 days straight and then 3 days off.
Yep, straight. Do you think that's better? Do you think that's better than a 5 and 2?
Yeah, because them 2 days ain't, man.
That ain't,
look,
that
ain't it.
Yeah, them 2 days, because realistically Friday is, it's nice, but that's a half, right?
Yeah.
And then that Saturday is like, okay, we just
Rest.
But that Sunday,
now you ready to do something. But the only thing you can do is laundry.
Yeah. And that's the real rest right there, because it's just like Saturday could have been wild, whether you at the beach or especially if you go out. It's just like that Sunday is, hey, I'm preparing for the work week.
The Sunday blues is a real thing, man. Sunday around 4:35 p.m.
Right.
You just go to damn, man.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: would you rather have? Oh.
Go ahead, bro.
I was about to say, boy, I thought they was calling you back in to go back to work. You heard me?
Nah, go ahead.
I said I thought they was calling you back in to go to work.
Yeah, all right. I'd have picked up and told him, yo, I'm done.
Yeah. Right.
I'm done until after the 4th, baby. Hit me after America's birthday.
Right. So let me ask you this. Would you rather have a 6-3, 5-2, or 4-1?
4-1 is actually wild. 4-1 is actually absurd, dog. Like, because what am I gonna do with that one day?
Yeah, that one.
With this 24 hours.
That'll piss me off.
Yeah. So just run me 5-2.
Or 4-2. Would you do 4-2? Does that sound better?
4 days on, 2 days off. Yeah. Because before you know it, I'm saying goodbye again. Have a nice weekend.
A 4-day work week is short. For whatever reason.
Yes, it is.
Like, getting off Thursday, it feels so much shorter than that, and then an actual 5-day, Monday through Friday, for sure.
Or even if you do it like, take a Monday off, and now you go to work Tuesday, that's your Monday. Dog, that's still sweet.
Yeah.
Starting on Tuesday.
Yeah. Whew.
Getting through. Boom. Tuesday done. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right. Boom. Yeah. I'll see you Tuesday. Like, it's the same thing. The 4 and 2 is perfect, man. Damn, this brother got a beard on him, don't
he? Yeah. So speaking of like, work environments, work schedules. This is what's bring it back to the U.S. and this is what we're talking about: remote work.
We're living in a new day and age right now.
Ahead of this long holiday weekend, remote workers are fighting back, opposing new mandates that could soon force them to return to the office. The latest to fight back, 6,000 city employees in Philadelphia. Their union now suing the mayor who wants them back in person full-time July 15th. The lawsuit claims the mandate violates their contract and will make post-pandemic staffing shortages even worse.
Having that type of work flexibility allows folks to be able to be successful at work and be successful at home.
The mayor is trying to entice the workers with more generous parental leave and other benefits, insisting that in-person workers will create a more visible and accessible government. But when it comes to today's workforce, new research shows employers looking to fill all those cubicles again have a challenging argument to make.
I just don't think that forcing people back into the office has worked. The studies show that it doesn't improve collaboration or creativity.
And a recent study found hybrid workers, those splitting their time between home and the office, are happier. 79% say they feel less drained, 78% feel less stressed, and 72% are less anxious. Of course, working remotely is easier in certain industries than others. A court hearing is planned next week on that lawsuit in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so.
Man, hybrid. And just be done with it, bro. The hybrid is, man, them boys winning, man.
Yeah.
Like, them hybrid where they do 3 days remote and 2 in person, or flop that.
Yeah.
2 days remote, 3 in person. You can't beat that, bro. Like,
whatever the hybrid schedule is, works because you have more days out of the office, like
right.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's so beautiful. And especially if you fuck around and have one of your hybrid days on a Friday or one of your hybrid days on a Monday and you can be home, man, all right.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely big, having them hybrid days. So I don't know, because realistically, every job sector can't do it, but
yes, they can. They've shown us that they can. Because when it was like when Fauci was just making up whatever he want, that's a wild dude too, man. But anyway, man, when Fauci was just like, freestyling, it was like everyone stay home. Like, just stay home. It don't matter. Like, stay home. Like, they have people like essential workers staying home, and then they was like, man, I don't know if Fauci on one. So they was like, all right, now there's a such thing as essential workers,
Right, but technically that's just having days off, not actually working though, right?
That's fair. Yeah, that
Because
virtual working thing didn't come through to like mid 2021.
like I mean, yeah, I mean there's definitely a lot of sectors out there that can do a hybrid type of schedule, but uh you know I don't know how it would look if you need like in person type of stuff, right? I don't know if that means the day that you're supposed to be in or like a hybrid, you're on call possibly. Maybe that'll work, but yeah.
The thing that this has taught, like all of us as a society, is that can be done Monday. Okay, that can be done Monday. So if I come to your office and I'm like, Brown, I need this, and this is gonna, or we're on the phone and I'm like, Brown, like I need you to do this, like this is gonna be, like I need you to do it in person. Then if you know you're not gonna be in the office, you just gonna hit me and be like, Yo, does Tuesday 9:30 a.m. work for you? No, that doesn't work. Hey, look, that's what I got, man. But the next time I'll be in the office after that is Thursday.
Right.
Tuesday 9:30 or Thursday 11 a.m.
Yeah, and then they're gonna hit you with that take it or leave it type of grease situation.
Yeah. And then you're gonna be like, you walked it, you called me, right? You need my help, right?
Right.
Cool. Guess what? I'm booked up this week. I'll holler at you next week.
Right. Yeah, and staying on the job force in different sectors. I wanted this report had came out, so I kind of wanted to check this out.
To an alarming trend on the rise in the construction industry. All right, now to an alarming trend on the rise in the construction industry. New research showing that construction workers are dying by suicide at an alarming rate. While demand for construction workers continues to surge, the profession has one of the highest suicide rates. That's according to data from the CDC. In 2022, an estimated 6,000 construction workers died by suicide, an increase from the year before. Joining us now with more on this is NBC News senior policy reporter Shannon Pettypiece. Shannon, thanks for being here. So very troubling stuff here. Are there any indications about what's behind this, why this could be happening?
Well, when I spoke to people in the industry, they said there's a number of factors. Construction is inherently a difficult job. It is physically difficult, the wear and tear on people's bodies, as well as injuries, working long extended periods outside in the sun. There's a lot of physical injuries, which can lead to things like, opioid prescriptions that can turn into addictions or other forms of self-medication. And then they said there's also just this culture of macho-ness among a lot of construction workers, of not asking for help, of feeling like you should be able to handle your problems, you should keep those at homes, not wanting to share how they're feeling, not wanting to seek out and get help. And folks in the industry said that all those things combined can just lead to a really toxic mix that can lead people to taking their own life at a rate that is 75% higher among men in construction industry than.
Yeah, so obviously we kind of look at construction, workers are, very tough, men, women too work in construction. But majority is definitely a male-driven field, and kind of like what she was talking about, far as like the macho-ness, right? Especially like it's kind of like the military too. It's just like, well, you kind of just tough it out and not really go to medical. And I think realistically, like most men shy away from going to medical anyway.
It's true.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It is that like, oh, well, I got to suck it up, or, man up, basically.
Man up.
Man up. So definitely, I think I would say nowadays we do a good job at, bringing awareness to men, especially when it comes to suicide and medical treatments and kind of getting away from that macho-ness, right?
I think it's like one of those things where it just has to be unlearned. This has to be unlearned. Like you gotta break that chain of like macho-ness and stuff like that, because like you said, like that's exactly how our grandfathers just died on, just died going to work one day, or died sitting on the toilet, or just died because they never was. Anytime someone had, grandpa, granddad, what's wrong with you? Oh, I'm good.
Right.
It's just like, no, like what they say, nobody wants to hear the complaints of a man. Like, and that's true. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So, but it just has to be unlearned, and we as men gotta start going to the doctors and like stop trying to be macho. Like I don't. There isn't a like who you trying to prove that to,
Yeah. Yeah. I think too though, like it's part of culture as well, because I do feel like not necessarily a ill man, right? But just a man that is open about his injuries and situations like that. I do feel like people look down on him, whether that's and I'm not even speaking on it from just sports, because that's a whole nother world. But I do feel like, because if I came in here and was just like, oh man, my knees hurt, or I'm dealing with my feet all the time, it's just like, man, you a big baby. And like through my colleagues, and it's just like, how do women look at that, right? It's just like, dang, like, dog, you always sick. Like, you a big baby. Like what, you didn't get any like what's your immune system like, right? Like,
big baby is crazy, because now I'm rolling around on the ground with somebody. Because I don't hurt that much. I can show you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Golly, bro, that was so funny, but it's right though. Like your ego will get tested real quick. Like,
yeah, I don't think dudes are afforded the ability to be hurt.
We aren't, and then when you pass away, right? They're gonna be like, yeah, man, that dude passed away. He was always crying about something about you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
right. So dude was a big baby for real. They ain't gonna say, they may not say that at a funeral, but they're definitely saying it at the wake. When they get back around their people, they like, dude was a big baby for real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Man, yeah, last time I talked to bro, he talking about somehow he had all these, man, yeah, big sucker, dude. Like,
right.
Big soft dude.
Yeah, and I don't even think that looks good in front of women, right? Your lady, or just women in general.
Oh, she gonna clown you for sure.
Bro, like, dang, like, why your back always toe up? Or
she gonna
yeah. Because like I said, barring like, major illness, right? Like, even if you have like allergies, right? Or just you kind of have like a sniffles throughout the year. It's just like that. You got the immune system of a newborn. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you didn't get any breast milk growing up?
And see, man, that's not right, dog.
It's not.
Cause in my heart, I want to cry now. You know what I'm saying? But I can't show you that.
Right.
I'm not gonna cry in front of you and validate everything you've been saying about me.
Exactly. Now I got the immune system of a newborn, and I'm crying like a newborn. So
right.
So what do you really think of me? A big baby. A big baby.
Then she gonna run. Tell her homegirl, yeah, girl, this big baby, this dude here crying in the shower, girl. He think I don't hear him.
Like, hey man,
hurry up in there.
Like, this boy always got the sniffles.
Always got the sniffles, girl. He had an allergy attack yesterday.
Right, like this boy died from an allergy attack. This dude is weak. Come on, man. Like, dying from an allergy attack and being called weak is wild. So that's why I just say, like, Yeah, like whenever I get
just be quiet and don't go to the doctor, dog.
Whenever I get a cold or something like that, I go to the extreme. Yeah, I got pneumonia. Something like that. Cause I'm not going out with saying I got a cold and then getting called, all the types of names that you get called as a grown man.
Men get insulted when they sick, dog. That's crazy.
Insulted because I didn't choose allergies. I wish I could check no when I go to the doctor.
I'm suffering from a sickness and you want to insult me. Perfect.
Dog, perfect. That's the life of...
Why don't you man up?
Man up.
And tell your sinuses to stop tripping.
Exactly.
Stop sniffling everywhere. Stop your nose from running.
Why you gotta walk around with tissue in the back of your
stuffed
pocket?
Up your nose? You got tissue stuffed up your nose. You're not no man.
Come
you
on,
ain't no man. This is crazy, dog. This is what we gotta go through, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. Your girl attacking you, assault you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got an ailment, and then you go out in public and gotta protect her. It's a crazy world, man.
It's a crazy world.
It's crazy, like, because if someone try to jump on her, you can't even cop out and be like, nah, my allergies is bugging today. Go ahead.
After she just called you a snotty nose,
Yeah. Snotty little baby boy, right? Someone say something to her out in public crazy, you got to look at her and be like, nah, my nose. I don't know what he said.
Yeah. And, we in the summer months, and, it's hot. It's always some type of trend going on, right? Like, New York had its trends. The U.S. always has some type of trends. But what do you think about this new trend?
It's gonna be some wild stuff, man.
Nah, it's not.
No new clothes, books, makeup, home goods, nothing.
The latest trend catching fire on social media.
What if I spent nothing for the next 337 days?
It is a green day. We did not spend any money today.
The no spend trend, or so-called no buy challenge.
Tip number 1 is no window shopping whatsoever.
An online community gaining attention with millions of views on TikTok and a thriving Reddit community supporting those trying to resist the urge to splurge.
We spent at least $1,000 eating out every single month. This is why we're doing the no spend challenge for the month of June.
Anything that gets people to be more thoughtful about their spending is a good thing. If it comes from TikTok, that's fine.
Some vowing to go as long as a year, buying nothing but absolute essentials, foregoing clothes, gadgets, fancy vacations, and even dinners out.
The goal is to use up what I already have.
Others doing it 1 month at a time.
The pitfalls is that maybe it's just a flash in the pan, and you might do that for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but then when it's over, you start revenge spending.
It comes at an interesting economic moment, a pandemic-era spending boom that landed Americans with $1 trillion in credit card debt for the first time last year, with delinquencies now on the rise, and an economy that's leaving consumers with mixed emotions.
While the headline numbers tell you that unemployment is really low, the economy is still growing, the stock market's at or near record highs, what people feel personally is actually not that great. When they open their wallet to buy groceries, when they're filling up their gas tank, when they're paying their monthly bills.
Reports showing consumer confidence wavering as many Americans still feel the pinch of inflation on their wallets. Major retailers like Walgreens and Target slashing prices on everyday items, trying to lure shoppers back. But for these thrifty no-spenders, it's the bigger ticket items that will have to wait.
Not shopping has allowed me to free up a lot of extra money, and any extra cash that I have, I take and I put towards.
Yeah, so that's one of the new trends that's going around. It's no spend challenge, and then I kind of wanted to show this. This is how certain types of communities are going about it right here.
Money saving tips is to find a buy nothing group.
Call it the summer of frugal. With inflation still sitting above 3%, Americans are turning to buy nothing groups on Facebook to meet their needs without spending a penny.
buying a whole patio set is costly these days, and we were able to just get one from someone who was just giving it away.
Jennifer Schluning is a member of a Buy Nothing group in Cranford, New Jersey. We toured her backyard.
This is a whole garden you have going.
Which is made up entirely of items she received for free.
We have spinach, tomatoes, basil, mince.
That looks amazing. These are really healthy.
Courtesy of her community.
What would you say to someone who's interested in joining a group like this?
I would say, if you need something, you might as well just ask for it. You never know who is around who's willing to give you something.
But Jennifer doesn't just receive, she gives too, and showed us how these groups work.
So you're giving away this vase, these little flowers, and this picture frame?
Yes. And all you do is you basically just take a quick pic of the items that you want to post and say that you're giving it and hit post. And then you just see who wants to come and get your items. So Vicky just left and someone responded to my post. So now I'm going to put it on my porch for them to come and pick up.
There are more than 8,000 Buy Nothing groups worldwide on Facebook, with 10 million neighbors who've joined. In the groups, members post items up for grabs, everything from soon-to-be expired bread to jewelry, baby toys, and used furniture. It's all part of a movement to reduce waste and use what's already in our homes and backyards.
I want to show you guys something beautiful that I found today. She is a 1976 Kenmore machine, and I got her for $0.
Think of us as a department store before you go out and actually go to buy that.
Liesl Clark is the co-founder of the Buy Nothing Project. She helps communities create these social media pages, and the project launched an app for those not on social media.
There is someone in your community that could use exactly what it is that you may no longer need.
It's not just about saving money and reducing waste. The group is also a place neighbors turn to when they need help.
Bunny goes hop hop.
Mom of two, Lauren Jebwin, ran out of a specialized formula for her daughter, so she posted in the Cranford Buy Nothing group.
Not just one person responded, multiple people respond. And that, I think, is the most amazing thing. The generosity is just, it doesn't end. There's no judgment. There's no oh my goodness, you don't have formula. It was, here, I have it for you.
What started as a social experiment has led to successful connections, friendships, and...
Yeah, so that's part of the, trend, Buy Nothing, basically. And they have different apps now and Facebook groups and... what you think about that?
I like it, man. Anytime you can save a buck or two, dog, I think that's dope.
Right.
But it's buy nothing, or spend nothing aside from your bills.
Yeah.
Because your bills are still going.
Yes.
They ain't gonna stop just because you joined a group on Facebook.
Hey, I tell my bills hey, I'm in no spend trend right now. So
hey, hold off until about 2026, dog.
Right. What? Right.
So it's great for that. For if you can budget your bills and then that's it, you were straight. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think something like that? Do you feel like with the no buy apps, right? Groups and things like that, do you feel like you should be some type of contributor to that, or should you always receive? Because I could get on there and be like, yo, I need some food for my family, and people offer up, and then you look at my profile, all I've done is receive for the last year. I didn't give anything.
Give it to me, baby. Your time is coming. Just be a good human and give me this right now.
Right. So do you feel like it should be some type of part of, hey, you can receive, but you got to give 10% or something now. Throughout the year,
what can I give you, man? I'm not tracking nothing.
Right. We're tracking. You better offer up some hangers.
Okay,
old pair of
y'all
shoes.
I got plenty of soil out here, bro. That y'all can dirt, fresh dirt. Y'all can come to my crib and have, bro. But I'm not giving you nothing else. I need it all. Sorry.
Right. That's
why you think I'm in this group? Yeah.
Right.
If I was in the business of buying stuff, I wouldn't need your stuff.
I would be at
So
Target.
give me your stuff for free, man.
Right. Yeah, this is something that we kind of talk about a little bit at work. Suki talking about the government should give out seeds instead of so much in food stamps. And so we kind of looked at that as it should be. I think we should kind of look at it being like incentive based, right? So if I am a person, my household is composting, right? And I'm saving all of this food scraps, and I am, recycling my plastics and glass and things like that. Yes, you can get money for plastic and certain glass and cans and things like that, but it has to say the 5 cent, right? So out here in Hawaii, you can't just get money for every can. It has to actually say I don't know if you know that, but yeah, it has to actually say this is worth
5 cents,
the buyback or whatever. So there's certain people. See, look at me. Hold on.
It's so crazy when we get on this screen, bro. I've been straight all day. Now it's gonna start now. It's crazy.
Right. So there's somebody that I know. He likes to talk about recycling and stuff like that, but he only recycles things that he can get money off of. So it's like, bro,
that's a hustle.
Yeah, it's like you're not all up for saving the planet.
And I'm not mad at you, but don't sit here and act like you're like Captain Planet, bro. You're just doing it to get an extra buck.
Right. And on top of that, it's just like it came to the point where he's not even putting in like a lot of work, right? So we would basically give him the cans and the glasswares and stuff like that. So sometimes he will go out to different houses and things like that, but he's not like a bum off the street where they're actually digging in trash and stuff like that.
Not yet. Not yet.
Right.
But so he's going to houses and he's asking if he can have that stuff.
Well, it's only from we're coworkers, right? So he'll be like, hey, save all your soda cans, your beer cans, like whatever you got at the house, and I'll come by and get them. You don't have to bring them. So he would do roundups like that, right? And if he tomorrow, 4th of July, everybody's drinking sodas, beers, and stuff like that. He would, just have a big trash can and just like, hey, throw all your ones that I can get money off of, like the recycled stuff that can go in regular trash for all I can.
I don't need that. That's trash to me.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely think there's a spot that I go to out here that we sort food or whatever, and they have like a big compost bin. I honestly
meaning they burn it, right?
Say again.
Meaning they burn it, right? The compost?
No, they're composting to make soil. So
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah. So I'm kind of like wanting to, next time I go, probably it'll be Saturday, I want to ask for their food, the bad food, because I realize like when you are composting, like your food scraps is really not a lot, right? For a family or for if you by yourself or whatever the case may be, you don't really go through that much food scraps, I would say. But yeah, I definitely think it should be an incentive, but I don't think we care enough, right?
right.
city governments and things like that, we don't care enough to produce, you know, incentives for composting and things like that. Because like even like if like let's say that like me and you, right, two different households, like we composted a enough for like 6 months or whatever, and both of us just combined it and said like, hey, we're gonna take this to, you know, the city of whatever we're in, to the composting site or whatever, and we get per pound or whatever the case may be, you know, because I don't know, man. Like when you look at landfills and things like that, you realize like how much waste we kind of really go through. But like that's on some like whole
It's mountains.
yeah,
Like mountains of trash.
yeah,
Yeah.
hippie stuff, and people start thinking that you are extremist when you start, you know, kind of talking about.
Well, are you an extremist, bro? Do your thing. Get extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not ready yet. I feel you. I mean, hey.
No. Do you think there's a fine line between like calling someone or like being being extreme, or do you like, let's just say
it's a close one.
let's just say I care about the, you know, my city or whatever.
Right.
And I do these types of things. Would you say that is, because like this guy, would you say what he's doing, would you say that is extreme when you don't really see too many people doing it, but you know that there's communities that's doing it, right?
Right.
Like what are your thoughts on like people that do it? Do you kind of view it as extremists or just hippies?
I don't know if you can call anyone. I don't know if you can call anyone an extremist about anything, right? Because like, even if it's something you don't like they just, you don't love it like they love it, bro. So you'll never be able to relate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you'll never be able to feel this. Like you'll never love Florida State like how I love Florida State. So you would never relate. So somebody from the outside would be like, "Well, this guy's an extremist, man. He's a college football like terrorist. So he's an extremist."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How dare you? Like, how dare you? I'm not an extremist. I just love, you know what I mean? Like, so anything you're passionate about, you're gonna take to the extreme. So it's like I try to have empathy for people and their extreme interests.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't really calling someone an extremist. I would take offense to that. Like if someone was like, "Man, you're an extremist, dog," like college football ain't that serious.
Right.
Yeah, to you it ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love it. You know, so it's like someone could say that same thing about like a no buy year or composting or something like that. Like they're taking it to the absolute extreme. And if I were to call them an extremist, they'd be like, "Bro, you tripping, dog. I'm not an extremist. I'm just like fully invested. I'm locked in with this. Like, what are you talking about?" Like, so.
Do you think like, because we're talking about, let me see what else I have. Yeah, we can kind of stay here. When we, because like the big talk this year has been about education, right? With you know, the 10 Commandments going into, you know, certain school districts, you know, Penelope books. I actually, speaking of that real quick, I was looking, so I was in Barnes and Noble with Naomi yesterday, and we was both picking up a book. And it's funny, you know, in Barnes and Noble, everyone has their section, right? So you can go true crimes, U.S. history, nonfiction, fiction, and all of these types of things, magazines. So I picked up my book. Naomi picked up hers, and as we're in line going to check out, guess what's in the front? The rainbow section.
A man named Penelope. Yeah.
Yeah, rainbow section. So you know what? I was just like, you know what? This stuff is in certain schools and things like that. Let me pick it up because I've never actually picked up a book like that. Let me see what's actually in here. And it's just funny because like when you actually, especially like this particular book, it really is programming the kid to want to think about like, hey, what sex do I want to be? Like, yes, I have these, I have this body part or whatever, but this book and my parents are telling me that I can choose and I can. So I found that very interesting. But where I was going with it is like, because we're talking about the school system, right? And we always like to say like, oh yeah, it's on the parents, right? Do you feel like there should be some part of the school system to kind of teach us a little bit about agriculture, right? Because STEM is big, but I don't really see like agriculture being a subject that's talked about enough.
It's not until I wouldn't say too late, but it's already like you can go to Texas A&M. The A&M is agricultural, and I forgot what the mechanical. Yeah,
Yep.
FAMU, another one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So any A&M
Yep.
is gonna focus on that, and but I think by the time you get to college, it's like almost like, okay, now you're gonna teach me how to balance a checkbook. Like I've been need to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Like so like not that it's too late to learn now, but I'm just saying like maybe like a class in third, fourth grade. You know what I mean? Like
right.
I don't feel like we focus enough in the school systems in America. I don't feel like we focus enough on usable knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they need to have like. I mean, there's guys out here, bro, who don't know how to change tires. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm one of these guys who just learned how to change oil. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, they never had a class for us to learn how to balance a checkbook. You know what I mean? Like, so
right.
I'm saying, like, go ahead. No, my bad.
Yeah. So like when we start talking about life skills, right? Because we can say that those are electives and most of the time because you have like home ec, you have wood shop and all of these types of things, right? Do you think that it should be more of an elective or this is part of the curriculum, right? Where because like they like to put on like the 2 years of a foreign language, right? So you have to, if you want to, graduate, you got to have those 2 years in. So I almost feel like it should be something like that to where maybe if even if like, cause I want to say like each period is still 55 minutes. Like what if we, cut it down to 30 minutes and, and I would say whether it's 2 years or 3 years of high school, you have to take, some form of, agricultural, science or, something like that. Because like once you really start like equipping like people with the knowledge of why we should, save food scraps and things like that, I think we won't have as much. Well, we shouldn't have as much waste and things like that, and kind of like we talked about the whole incentive thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the government isn't going to incentivize something like that because you're moving away from being off the grid. Like, if you're doing your compost and your soil is so rich, so the first year of compost, your soil is going to suck.
Right.
By that third year, bro, you're going to have some like miracle growth. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you're going to get the tips and the tricks. You know what I'm saying? It's like, your neighbor's going to be like, nah, dog, you got to use like fresh homegrown dookie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like everything is going to be like, you're going to be cooking with gas. That third, fourth year of the composting and everything like that, it's going to be like, wow, okay, cool. Now you can grow your own food and it's growing at a faster rate.
Right.
And it's like, I'm growing my own food. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, I don't need to be on the grid. You know what I mean? And a person that can go off the grid and actually hunt their food, right? Cook their food, grow their food, you're a dangerous man. Take man out of it. You're a dangerous person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you're self-sufficient, if you can live off the land, bro, like on some Rambo type of stuff, bro. Right. Remember when Rambo had the spear and he was, grabbing the fish out, and you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, yeah, like that's why it's not incentivized, bro, because there'll be a whole bunch of people who will 5 years into the composting run, 5 years into the off the grid run, will be like, yo, the government is bugging. You know what I mean? And it's like,
right.
I'm out.
Yeah, because I feel like most of us know that we're in the matrix.
Right.
And most of us realize that we're in the matrix, right? But there's the part of it is just like, how do we get out of it, right? And Doc put up a good point though. Hold on, let me see if he just joking or if he is thinking what I'm thinking. I remember when y'all used to talk trash to me for taking home ec in high school, but if you only knew who was hitting me up with the okay, let me get this off.
I took home ec too, bro. This guy, Ovi, man. Doc is crazy, dude. I'm a doctor.
I gotta proofread his comment. I gotta proofread. This guy is insane. But yeah, man, that was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that boy is wild.
We had a lit childhood out here, man.
Yeah.
We had one cell phone between the three of us.
Yeah. Yeah, but like that home ec stuff is part of the culture though, and making that stuff cool, right? Because for the most part, we don't look at that stuff as being cool in our culture. Those types of things, right?
Right. No, it's not until as most things in high school.
Right.
It's not cool until you're an adult. You know what I mean? It's like, oh wow, you know money management. Oh wow, you actually know how to cook. Oh wow, you can make a shelf. You can, like, if there's spare wood around, you can make a like, oh wow, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. In high school, it just wasn't cool. Like, it's not cool because it's culturally not cool. Like, it's
culturally,
yeah, culturally. And I just think, like, we just need to teach more usable skills, dog, because to hell with algebra, bro. We don't use that stuff. You know what I mean? I'll die on that hill, bro. That math is overrated, bro. Like, it's overrated, bro. Like,
well, I mean, so I like I said, because one thing that I try to do better at, right, is when I'm trying to big up something, I'm not trying to lesser the other thing. It's almost just like the LeBron and Jordan. So
Forget me. I'm gonna do that to me.
Right. So I wouldn't say that like math is a lesser thing or whatever. Depending on your job, maybe you don't need algebra. But what I would say is just making sure that we put these types of things as more of a
priority.
Yeah, standard. Like you have to, take this as a requirement. Yeah.
I agree, bro. Like, because that stuff is so important, man. Like, being able to change the tires is important, dog. Like, being able to, get through life is important. And it's like basic life skills are just being not taught. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. So basic life skills, right? Because a lot of us, especially like in our culture, grew up without a pops, and the ones that did grow up with the pops, some of them, pops was there, physically, but not
they're top up, yeah.
Yeah, not really there mentally, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, those things are not always passed on, right? So I think, especially when you start looking at it from a government, type of perspective, and just understanding that there's a reason why certain classes are not necessarily a requirement, per se. But a lot of times too, it's just like I like to say, it's culturally like that's what makes the culture kind of trash when we don't really take those types of things seriously. And
because I'm thinking back to high school, and the
Right.
best class I took throughout all of high school was driver's ed.
Right.
I drive every day. Come on, man. Like, that's the best. And I learned how to drive in high school. Right there around that track, dog. Like, I was cooked if I had to like learn how to drive like anywhere else, bro. Like, that's one of the best. And now they don't have it anymore. Driver's ed isn't offered anymore. So
Well, actually, it is. Out here it is, at least. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter took that this year, first semester.
That's a good class, man. That's a good class. They had you ready for the world.
Yeah. Well, apparently, they didn't. Apparently, they didn't have the same instructor as you did, or she's just not a good student when it comes to driving, because I feel like I'm starting from ground zero.
Wow.
Like your boy puts on his elbow pads, knee pads, and a helmet when I'm teaching
it's
how
a
to
crash
drive.
course.
Crash dummies in there. That's how
Bandicoot.
No, I feel like Crash Bandicoot in there. Like, bro, I don't know what I'm getting. I mean, I don't know if she's trying to drift. Because
just let her cook. That's what the young people be saying. Yo, let me cook, pops.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Cook us both.
Yeah, a lot of times I just want to get out of the car and say, "Hey, you got it."
Nah, where's your mother? She can do this.
Right. For real.
Strap her in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that was a really good class, man. That was a really good class.
Driver's ed.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones where it's like, like, I see what you're saying, because like those essential classes.
Yeah.
And we can't teach them too much. Like, bro, if they taught in high school kids how to taught kids how to compost on their own, live off the grid and stuff like that, you know how many people would just live off the grid?
Well, so like living off the grid though is still, I would say, hard to do. Because
That's why not a lot of people do it. Yeah.
well, no, I don't think that's why a lot of people do it. I think a lot of people are okay with being inside the matrix though.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why not a lot of people live off the grid, because the constraints of the matrix have been there so long to where they don't feel like constraints anymore.
And also too, people would rather just have a easier life.
Nobody wants to wake up in the morning and go hunt for their breakfast and then come back and have to cook that food that they've hunted, replenish that energy that they've expended hunting their breakfast,
Yeah.
and then go. You know what I mean?
But see, I think that's where you are thinking caveman, because the average off the grid type of person, especially nowadays, one, you have a deep freezer. So let's just say you raise your cow for 18 months. Boom, you pretty much have a year's worth of beef. For your family of 5 or whatever the case may be. And let's say you have a 18-month, cow. So it's like, boom, okay, you got your year's worth of beef. And then let's just say you was raising a couple pigs. Then like, boom,
couple of them hogs, yeah.
Yeah, hog mogs. You know what I'm saying? You got your year's worth. So like the everyday of living on a homestead, I don't feel like it's caveman style, right? I think
that's what I'm thinking of, caveman style.
Yeah, no, I think the most that you're doing is feeding your
butchering.
Feeding your freezer. Like, so one, you have to feed your animals. Other than that, like,
fatten them up.
Yeah, what are you really? I mean, because you don't always, certain plants and things like that require water daily. Some plants don't. So I just feel like most people don't want to go through that process of doing that, regardless of if it's a everyday chore or not. Most people, because if you really think about it, living the life that we live right now, you really don't have to do anything far as like the upkeep of your house. Like, you don't clean your house every day. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just like, realistically, like, what chore do you have that is like your house? Like, one, you don't have to wash dishes every day. You don't vacuum every day. You don't do a lot of things on a daily basis that you would have to if you was somewhat off the grid per se.
And I think as far as that matrix living, I think most of it is just pure convenience.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Convenience.
It's just a convenience, and we are a convenience driven race of people. Like,
yeah.
And I mean like the human being race. Like, I don't mean like black or white. I mean like the human race is like inherently like what's a better, more efficient way to do this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, excuse me. So we started off, and I started ground zero with caveman. He was like, nah, bro, they ain't doing that no more. They doing, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so what's the next step to that? Going to the butcher and me cooking my meat at home. Okay, what's the next step to that? Going to the restaurant and getting, okay, what's the next step to that? Right. Going through the drive-thru and just getting a Big Mac. Right. So I've cut out all the steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's always going to be what level of convenience are you all right with living with? You know what I mean? So right. that would set the depth in which you immerse yourself in this matrix. If you're the type of guy who's compost, pigs, chickens, cows, you're at zero. Like, you'll enter that matrix when you go into the city or something like that.
Right.
If you're the next step up, where you're like, you know what, I don't really do too much eating out. I get all my stuff organic, all my stuff, like I grow my vegetables and I get my meats from the butcher. Okay, you're about 50%. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you're still gonna go to the store and grab some stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then the next step up, then the next step up. If you're full 100% matrix, I don't think that's good for anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but that's the thing
but it's
though.
convenient.
It's the convenience, and if you really think about it, just about everyone that you know is 100% in the matrix.
And they're making it their
With
society. Go ahead, my bad.
with I think 100, like most people are 100% in the matrix with the notion of not wanting to get out of it.
Well, if it's convenient here, if I'm a lying dog, why let me lie? You know what I mean? Like, it's a blissful, you know, like, and the matrix is ever changing, right?
Right.
You got to think, when our pots was coming up, there was no order pizza. There was no pizza, bro. Like, they didn't have pizza in my dad's day. He was like, this is some new stuff. My dad graduated from Mel High in 72. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, like, when he said that to me, I'm like, bro, stop lying, bro. Like all y'all do is just try to make it seem like the old days was just so crazy. And it's like, nah. He's like, bro, a pizza delivery thing is something that's very brand new. So there was no pizza. So then you come in to pizza delivery. Now you can get bro. You don't have to leave your house, bro. You can work from home. You can walk into the next room and work out. You can walk into the next room and shower. You can order food offline, and then you can walk into the next room and lay down and watch your shows. You stream everything. Like, it's now. You tell me that ain't a matrix. You don't have to have any human interaction if you don't want to.
Right.
And then if you want the human interaction, boom, you just stream it. Behind whatever AVI you want.
Yeah.
And you can play, like, you can jump in and jump out. And yeah, that's a matrix, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a matrix. And I think that the easier it is, like, there used to be a time, bro, where it's like you used to have to leave your house to get some food. You had to.
Right.
We got to go somewhere and get something to eat. Now it's like, damn, I'm just DoorDash, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, because back in the G, if you wanted your food brought to you, it was only pizza and only Chinese.
Yeah. Right.
Then they had the notion of just like, yeah, now everything's gonna get delivered. They were like, okay, now groceries are gonna get delivered. Now Walmart will come into your house and fill your fridge. Bro, you don't have to go nowhere and do anything that you don't want to do. And that is just the convenience, and people are loving it. Like, they love it. They got these VR goggles to where even if you are outside, you don't gotta interact with people now. That's Matrix for real. Like,
yeah.
So
yeah, you're definitely right. The convenience is what got us. I definitely think, like, when you start really looking at conveniences, right, and looking at just like the 50s and things like that, when TV dinners and all of those things had started, like, it just started this trend of convenience,
right.
and just understanding how deep, you can get in being reliant on, the government. It just the system in itself, not just the government, right? And when we speak on, different like wars and things like that with, because we was gonna cover a little bit of what China's doing You know, China literally has, I'm not going to sit here and say half, but such a big percentage of farmland in America. And America now is saying, like, how can we combat this now? Because so much of China is infiltrated in the U.S.
It's too late now. Y'all didn't care about farmers, bro. Like, y'all was trying to push, like, y'all are trying to change, like, gender bathroom, bro. Y'all do not care about farming, bro. Like, see, that's where I get mad. It's like, either let everyone do what they want and deal with the outcome, but don't try to let it spiral out of control and then be like, well, why has China got all of our farmland? Because we didn't want it. We were too busy focused on, like, changing bathrooms and making Robin from Batman and Robin gay. It's like, bro, what are we on? Like, you got to pick a side and just roll with that, bro. Like, you know, so, yeah, like, they right on our front doorstep. Like,
yeah. Different, because, you know, we still have Gitmo down there in Cuba. They're down there now, and seeing how many satellites and you know, different spyware that they have that can basically see what everything in Florida we're doing, and seeing how much, you know, the presence that we have in Florida. And now it's kind of like one of those things where we sit here and talk about how we should, like, how we know these things, right? Because we eventually know. So my question is, right, and we can pretty much wrap. My question is, if we know all of these things, right? We know that it we always kind of talk about, okay, yeah, World War II was, you know, a while ago, and we know eventually, you know, another war is going to come and things like that. But even if we don't even look at it from a war standpoint, we do understand that the food that we consume on a daily basis is not where we should be, right? So my question is, how do we incorporate some type of independence from the system, you know, to necessarily, I'm not saying you got to make it cool, because living should be cool, you know. So I'm not here saying that we should, hey, how do we make, you know, black farmers into, you know, into a trend? But what I'm saying is just like, if we know these types of things, why is it not more of a forefront from country down? Because like I said, like, understanding that China has all of this farmland now in the U.S., how it's like government citizens are the same, because we actually don't really care if like it's not a forefront, right? Suki says she Suki. But yeah, that's
drink up.
Drink up. But yeah, I don't know, cause I mean, like Suki too. Like, this is something that I kind of think about on a regular basis when we start talking about you know, ultra processed foods, and, oh, you know, World War III is in China this and Russia that. But it's just like, if China right now messed up our water source, what do we do if we haven't done anything to kind of like get off the breast milk, I guess? Is it kind of like COVID all over again, where it's just like, oh my God, like I need toilet
It would,
paper.
it would be a lot. It would be a lot worse because Americans are just we a wild country, bro. Because we went into a pandemic, and our first thought was we're gonna run out of toilet paper.
Right.
Like that was some wild stuff, bro. It's like it's enough for us to go around, fam. Like what? Like, do you think that that's what this means? Like this is a airborne disease, and your answer to that was let's go buy 20, 20 bales of toilet paper. Like, see, Americans just don't be thinking, bro. Like it's like, what are you on? You know, like you couldn't even get paper towels.
Yeah.
People were using the paper towels and flushing them. Plumbers were having a ball out here. You know what I'm saying? Plumbers were paying top dollar for unclogging toilets at that time. And it's like, you can't expect people who react like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, even going back to like the mass hysteria when Popeyes had the chicken sandwich.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can create mass hysteria like that, bro, you could end us with, if you talk about tainting our water supply.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you got these fools out here talking about some, yeah, I don't even really drink tap water like that anyway.
Yeah.
Water's in everything, dog.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Water's in the ice. Water's in your soda.
Right.
Water is in your juice. Water's in you.
Right.
You start sweating real hard, water gonna be coming out your head, boy. Like, it's,
right.
you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you're definitely right. But like, just far as what plagued us for the last 3 weeks, it wasn't necessarily the presidential debate, right? It was more of what? The Hawk Tuah girl. And it's just like, so you gotta be one of those, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it right there. And we can, yeah, we'll yeah, I start getting a little too passionate when I on that. But yeah, man, appreciate you for stopping through, bro.
For sure, dog. Every time, dog. Every week, man.
100%, 100%. I hope I'm a cut you right there, bro.
Yeah, all right, brother.
Yep. I hope everyone enjoys their 4th. I hope everyone is safe out there, and just be careful out there, be vigilant, and just especially if you're out, you never know what if wherever you're at, if it's gonna be some type of attack or anything like that. So just kind of keep your head on a swivel and understand that there are people out there that want to do harm on holidays and events like that. So no, I appreciate you, Suki. I'm kind of just reading your your messages over here. Yeah, one day we'll definitely have to kind of chop it up on situations like that, a little bit more serious topics and stuff like that. I definitely appreciate the value that you bring. I'm gonna read the comments after the show and stuff like that. But yeah, I thank everyone for tuning in and appreciate Doc for commenting in the section, adding value to the show. If everyone can on the way out, just hit the like button. But tonight I kind of wanted to go off of Hebrews 13 verse 16. And it says, "And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased." And you know, that kind of goes back to the buy nothing trend. Just understanding that there are certain things that you can kind of make a buck off of, but understanding that the value in sharing your resources, whether that is something that is physical or, you know, knowledge, spiritual sharing, and just understanding that the things that we do, those types of acts really do please, you know, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And you know, thank you for everyone for coming through, and you know, have a good 4th. See y'all next Wednesday. Peace.
Shoes, pants, chest, shoulders, get up off me, don't get closer. It ain't over till it's over. Game breaker, big joker. Jesus like don't trip, finna make the boat tip. Set the tone with that ice cold, but I won't slip. In my bag like road trip. Switch stands, do my dance, dog. He really don't miss. I don't need a crystal less it's hot sauce, brother. And I ain't gotta sell my soul just to pop off, brother. Ain't no demon time when you anointed. I keep it regal like movies and hop out like I'm getting dropped off, brother. Car smelling brand new. And we don't rock with the flakes, call me shampoo. We just tryna spread that light, bring them lamps through. It's got me thinking that it's nothing that I can't do. Feeling like the champ too. We just out here praising God, looking fly, you know, regular day. No pressure, look how God done bless you. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it do, what the business is. Running over what the devil's saying. Shoes, pants, chest, shoulders, get up off me, don't get closer. It ain't over till it's over. Game breaker, big joke.
Dog, I just hear all these giggles.